Now listen, let me tell you something. Using your voice to stand up for yourself and tell your story, it's going to keep you under attack. People do not like when you place your boundaries above their need and their desire to handle you in whatever way they feel most comfortable. And if you're the kind of person who is not only not afraid to stand up for yourself, but to also use your voice to tell your story, you're going to have more enemies than the law allows, for real, for real. If you feel like you're this kind of person that I just described, then you probably have gone your whole entire life with people trying to silence your voice and you fighting against that from happening, right? But I'm gonna tell you something. There are only two reasons anyone would ever want to silence your voice. One is that they don't see any value in your voice. The second reason is because they're afraid of the weight that your voice carries. If you have been struggling with any of this, or you feel like any of what I just said resonates with who you are or how your life is going with regards to the people around you, then I'm going to really encourage you to watch this video to the end, because I'm going to tell you how to fix this problem. I promise you, by the end of this video, you will know how to not have anybody ever try to silence your voice or ever silence it again, because they're going to try, but you're going to know how to fix that. Welcome to my channel. I am Fronten'a, and today we are going to be discussing or me reading you an article that I wrote titled, "My Voice Has Value Even If You Do Not See It." For the written version of this blog, you can visit me on my website. I will leave the link for you listed below. Now, let's get into this discussion. Chapter 1. There are only two reasons people want your voice to be silenced. There are only two reasons that people want to try and silence your voice. And the number one reason, like I mentioned before, is they see no value in your voice. And then the other reason is because they fear the weight that your voice holds. Value, according to Google, is described as the regard that something is held to deserve the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. Now, everything I'm getting ready to say in this video today is going to be coming from my lived experience as a Black woman. Now, I'm not trying to diminish anyone else's experience. It doesn't mean that your experience or you can't relate to this at all. I just don't speak on things that I don't know about, and I only know about what it looks like to experience this from the lens of a Black woman. And so I just want you to keep that in mind as we go through these chapters together. When someone's voice is perceived to have value, we are willing to place monetary value on that voice, right? Here's what I mean. If our favorite public speaker hosts a speaking engagement, we will go to where they are and fill the seats waiting to hear whatever it is they have to say, right? When our favorite writer publishes a book, we dive headfirst into every single page, desperate to read every word that they've written. Let Beyonce make some new music. Child, before the internet even get a chance to really know what she even made or wrote or said, the fans will have broken the internet. Just like that. We still use lyrics from artists like Tupac Shakur, who passed away nearly 3 decades ago, but his words still resonate because we see value in what it is he had to say. Even Christians flood the pews of the church each Sunday, even on Wednesdays in some cases, giving offerings and paying tithes to the pastor, excited to see what he has to say for this week's sermon, right? We do these things because we deem those voices of being of value. What they are saying is worth something to us. Their words are meaningful. Their words bring something to our lives. Chapter 2. Those voices are worth so much, in fact, that we are willing to pay to hear them. Those voices are worth so much, in fact, that we are willing to pay, to travel, to take notes, to make any and every purchase necessary to gain whatever dopamine those voices provide to us. There's nothing wrong with any of that, in my opinion. I think it's good to have tools that can help us navigate through life and to get through whatever we may be facing as we go through this up and down thing that we're all going to go through, right? If there's a book you found that helped you heal a broken heart, or a public speaker that shared their experience with going through divorce that helped you get through your divorce, there's nothing about that that's a bad thing. Like, literally nothing. If someone's sharing their story of how they survived a devastating divorce or a loss or some sort of childhood trauma helps you survive yours, this, in my opinion, is really a blessing. If your pastor helps you navigate your relationship with God, how can that be wrong? In my opinion, it can't. Having a voice that you value, it's healthy, it's healing. And being a voice that is valuable to others, to me, is an even bigger blessing. That means that God has placed a calling on you. And God wants you to use your voice to be a lesson that others can learn from. There's a message that only you can tell, and He gave you that assignment for a reason. But what happens when you have a voice that is not valued, but it's feared? Does that mean that your message is less important? The answer is no. Just like people will go out of their way to get next to the voice that they see as having value, those same efforts will be made to get close to the voice of a person that they fear. But first, a quick message from our sponsors. Have you ever been minding your own business, living your best life, and out of nowhere, catch a whiff of something? Something nasty? Yeah, that's you. But not to worry. All you have to do is give one quick swipe wherever you find funk, and poof, problem solved. Psych, y'all, I'm just playing. I ain't got no sponsors. Well, not yet. Hey. Hey. Now I'm clowning, but for real though, before we go into this next chapter, can y'all do me a favor and subscribe? Subscribe, please. Please subscribe. Go ahead. Subscribe. 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 Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please. Why aren't you subscribing? Huh? Please subscribe. Oh, and I know I just asked you for a favor, but can you also give me one more little thing? I won't bother you again. Just a quick thumbs up, okay? Thanks. Now, let's get back into this audio blog. Chapter 3. Your voice is feared because of the weight it holds. Fear, according to Google, is described as an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. Sometimes people will literally try to silence your voice because they simply fear it and the weight it holds. Your voice does represent danger. Your voice does represent a threat. Not a threat to them physically, but a threat to the lie that they have been living. Not danger to life in a physical way, but danger to them having to face their own truth. It's just that simple. Your voice could indeed cause pain. Not the same pain that being punched in the face could cause, but the pain that things being done in the dark now coming to the light can cause. Although voices like Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X did hold a high level of value to a great number of people, their voices also caused immense fear to a lot of people. People worked very hard to get close to them as well. Not because they valued their voice and wanted to celebrate them, but because they feared their voices and wanted to silence them. Each and every single person on this earth was created for a divine purpose. Your story, no matter how transformative, is still your story to tell. And the tool by which you're supposed to be using to tell that story is your voice. So as promised, I told you guys I was going to help you learn how to stop having people attempt to silence your voice. And I'm going to do that. I have 5 steps, very simple steps. And I promise if you do this, it'll work every single time without fail. Step 1. Know that people are going to try relentlessly to silence your voice. You have to know that. You tell your story anyway. Step 2. Know that people are going to do everything they can. They are going to fight relentlessly to try to convince others that your story shouldn't be believed. You tell your story anyway. Step 3. Wrong and evil is always loud, loudest, louder and bigger, right? They will use their voice to try to overspeak your voice. You got to know that. You tell your story anyway. Step 4. Know that people will use false narratives to make your story seem unbelievable. You tell your story anyway. Step 5. And of all the steps I just named, this is the most important one. Get a pencil, write this down. I'll wait. Oh no, go ahead. I'm still waiting. Step 5. No matter what, you tell your story anyway. Your story is yours to tell. And your voice is the means by which you do that. Your voice is valuable. Your voice is powerful. Your voice is a blessing. And your voice can be a blessing. So tell your story no matter what. So that is the end of today's video. If you found even the littlest bit of value in my video, please give this video a thumbs up and please hit subscribe. I know it sounds so cliche when people say that. They're not just saying that because it's like some cute little thing to say on YouTube. We literally are saying that because it is the way in which it tells YouTube that people want to see your content and they will continue to put it in front of new viewers, new people, or even put my next video in front of you or my old videos. By the way, I have over 200 on my website. Well, that too, on my channel. I also have well over 300 articles that I've written, and I try to make an audio version for every single one. If you're just not a person that likes to read, they're there, they're available. The website will be linked below. I am at myvillagehasnoelders.com. Please, please, please stop by, see some things. If you need some resources for all things mental health, you can find them there as well. Again, I am Fronten'a, and please consider becoming a part of my village. I know you'll like it here. Until next time. Since you're already here, you might as well watch another video. I'll just put it right here for you. It's right here. It's just one little click. Go ahead. So we can be together longer, okay? All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.